Walking our way was a guy with a huge blinged-out medallion. He was flanked by 2 giant security guards. Jay got all excited and said so loud, "Oh yeah, faux shiz, Ginuwine, what's up, homie?"
And then when that bombed, we felt like, okay, we're done with you. Like, now you want to come crawling back to the genre and the audience that made you popular? No, thank you. And moreover, he kept putting out all of these movies that I think some of them weren't so bad, but he just has been really struggling to get anyone to take him seriously as an actor.
You see, they call me late. Timberlake. The frickin'
Not Britney exposing Justin Timberlake for being racist. I told you she was coming for JT's neck. So you know Britney's memoir is finally out. And let me tell you, the tea she's spilling on Justin was worth the wait. Among all the sad, horrible things from Britney's book, like Justin pressuring her to get an abortion she didn't want, and adults asking about her virginity in interviews, there are also some hilarious bits about how badly our boy JT wanted to be black. You guys, this man actually put on black scent for Ginuwine. And I didn't forget about those damn cornrows either. Now, we could potentially give Justin a pass because it was a different time then, and he was super young. However, I think we need to look at this in the context of how Justin treated black artists later on in his career. And you already know I'm talking about Miss Janet Jackson and that whole Super Bowl fiasco when JT hung her out to dry while he played the victim. But it's not just Janet. Justin also disrespected the late great Prince, and Prince actually called him out on it. So what else did Britney reveal about Justin being a culture vulture? Was JT low-key racist this whole time while profiting off of black culture and music? Let's break it down. So Britney's book, The Woman in Me, is finally out. And honey, Britney is doing numbers. On the first day of its release, The Woman in Me became the highest-selling celebrity memoir in history, outselling Prince Harry's bombshell memoir, Spare, which had previously set a new Guinness World Record as the fastest-selling nonfiction book ever. And among many bombshell revelations Britney has made about Justin in her book, Britney highlighted how Justin was obsessed with black culture and music, and constantly tried too hard to get the black audience on his side. And again, you have to remember the early 2000s were a different time. Cosplaying black culture among white R&B artists was rampant. Justin definitely wasn't the only one doing it. But the bigger issue here is how Justin profited off of black culture and music. But then, when he had the opportunity to stick up for black artists he was inspired by, he threw them under the bus and decided he wanted to be white again. I still remember when Chris Rock called him out on this, but JT was so full of himself that he probably thought Chris was just joking.
And when they told Justin Timberlake that he was broke, he got real white all of a sudden. He's like, dude, I'm broke. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Mommy. And just when Justin got so desperate that he got on his knees and was ready to lick a man for $8, somebody shows up and says, man, you've been punked. Then Justin gets all black again. Oh, yeah, you got me, dog. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Assalamu alaikum, dog. Yeah. Yeah, Fashizi, my niezi. But
the most blatant example of Justin being a slimy little coward was the 2004 Super Bowl incident when he performed alongside Janet Jackson and exposed her by ripping half of her top off. Now, there's been a lot of speculation over the years that the incident was staged and that Janet was in on it. But that's besides the point, because even if Janet agreed to it, I'm pretty sure she didn't agree to be demonized and nearly have her career ruined over a skit. As for Justin, the way he behaved in the aftermath of the incident truly revealed his character. The media unfairly targeted Janet, placing all the blame on her for allegedly offending the public, while Justin cast himself as the victim and complained about how he was embarrassed by the incident.
I mean, I was completely embarrassed. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated at the whole situation. I'm frustrated that my character is being questioned. I don't feel like I need publicity like this.
Not only was Janet forced to issue a public apology, but her invitation to the Grammy Awards was revoked, and she also lost several projects that had been scheduled. The Grammys were set to take place just a week after the Super Bowl incident, where Janet was supposed to perform a tribute to Luther Vandross, but the Grammys revoked her invitation, and they also issued an order to blacklist all of Janet's singles and music videos on CBS, MTV, and across all radio stations under the Infinity Broadcasting Group. But they didn't object to Justin attending the Grammys. In fact, Justin even scored the Grammy for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance. Janet missed out on a number of career opportunities due to the Super Bowl incident, and Justin just stood by without offering any support. To give you a couple of examples, Janet had been cast to portray singer and civil rights activist Lena Horne in a biographical film planned to be produced by ABC, but they forced her to step down after the Super Bowl incident. The ban on Janet's music also significantly impacted the promotion of her first album that came out after the Super Bowl incident. The album Demita Joe was Janet's highly anticipated 8th studio release, but all the music critics focused on was the Super Bowl scandal. Justin's career, on the other hand, kept flourishing, and the mainstream media totally downplayed his involvement in the incident while putting all the attention and blame on Janet. And yes, I know the times were different and Justin couldn't stop the media from going after Janet, but the very least he could have done was publicly defend her or invite her to perform with him. He could have boycotted the Grammys after they pulled Janet's invite. He could have collabed on a song with her, anything. He had so many ways to help her out, and he did nothing. It was only in 2021 that Justin finally publicly apologized to Janet. But get this, he only did it because that year, the Framing Britney Spears documentary came out and exposed Justin for using Britney and Janet to further his own career. Despite this, Janet remained dignified and never trashed Justin publicly. But when she appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 2006, you could tell she was genuinely hurt and disappointed because she really believed Justin was her friend.
All the emphasis was put on me, not on Justin. And Justin, we were friends. Certain things you just don't do to friends.
What makes Justin look even worse in all this is that he stole pretty much all his swag from Michael Jackson. In fact, Pharrell recently admitted that almost all the songs on Justin's debut album Justified were originally written for MJ. So the fact that Justin claimed Michael was his biggest inspiration and then threw his sister under the bus, well, that tells me all I need to know about where Justin's loyalty lies. And I also want to mention the late great Prince here because many people seem to overlook how Justin disrespected Prince after claiming he looked up to him. Back in 2018, Justin announced his plan to perform at the Super Bowl alongside a hologram of Prince. But see, it was a widely known fact that Prince didn't like holograms. In fact, he called them demonic. Prince was once asked in an interview if he would ever take advantage of technology to perform alongside a deceased artist, and Prince responded, "Certainly not. That's the most demonic thing imaginable. Everything is as it is and it should be. If I was meant to jam with Duke Ellington, we would have linked in the same age. That whole virtual reality thing is really demonic, and I am not a demon." And yet, just 2 years after Prince died, Justin revealed his intention to use a Prince hologram in the Super Bowl halftime show. Justin's announcement drew huge backlash from Prince's devoted fan base, so Justin came out and said he's not going to use a Prince hologram at all. But see, although he didn't technically use a hologram, he still performed with a huge video projection of Prince and performed Prince's song, "I Would Die For You." Mind you, Prince wasn't even a fan of Justin, and he reportedly felt like Justin was stealing from Black culture without giving Black artists credit. Shortly after Justin released his single Sexy Back, Prince threw shade at him at an Emmys afterparty by yelling to a crowd, "For whoever is claiming that they are bringing sexy back, sexy never left." And this finally brings me to Britney exposing JT in her new book. And y'all, this story had me in stitches. The audio version of Britney's book is narrated by Oscar-winning actress Michelle Williams. And let me tell you, hearing Michelle read Britney's words and impersonate JT acting Black in front of Ginuwine is priceless.
His band In Sync was what people back then called So Pimp. They were white boys, but they loved hip-hop. To me, that's what separated them from the Backstreet Boys, who seemed very consciously to position themselves as a white group. In Sync hung out with Black artists. Sometimes I thought they tried too hard to fit in. One day, Jay and I were in New York, going to parts of town I'd never been to before. Walking our way was a guy with a huge blinged-out medallion. He was flanked by 2 giant security guards. Jay got all excited and said so loud, "Oh yeah, faux shiz, Ginuwine, what's up, homie?" After Ginuwine walked away, Felicia did an impression of Jay. "Oh yeah, faux shiz, Ginuwine." Jay wasn't even embarrassed. He just took it and looked at her like, Okay, fuck you.
As you can imagine, fans are not letting Justin breathe over this, and pretty much everyone is saying JT deserves every bit of karma he's getting. One fan on Twitter said, "Yo, my mom was right about Justin Timberlake. Ever since that Janet Jackson incident, she's never liked him. She told me he's black when it's cool, but when he's in trouble, he's a poor, innocent white man. She was angry he threw Janet under the bus." And another one wrote, "It was like Justin used his black past and went back to a white world with what he extracted. I'm still mad with the way he was obsessed with Janet at MTV Awards, but abandoned her when the FCC showed up." But let me know how you feel about all this. Is JT the ultimate culture vulture? Let me know in the comments, and don't miss out on this next video.